what's up out there, YouTube? Double D here with Turn As You Well. Welcome back. 'Tis the season. We're coming up on the holiday season. So I'm going to take this stuff here and I'm going to make a little ornament. I'm going to make a finial for the bottom part. So I'll make a small finial for the top so we can put a hook in it. That way we'll be able to hang it off of a tree or some other form of decoration. So without any further ado, let's get to it. So I have this shell that my good friend Barry gave to me. I've not made one of these before, but I'm going to do this piece for the knob. That'll go on the top portion of it to hang. And this will be the bottom part. Now, this has a larger hole on it, so I wanted something bigger than a pin blank, and I'll make that finial on this. This is a piece of Madagascar Ebony that I got at Woodcraft years and years ago. Hadn't had much to do with it, but I'm looking forward to turning this and getting this put together. So just keep in mind that the more ornate you get with the finial, the more difficult it's going to be to sand it. All right, so that did break off a little shorter. I wanted the needle tip a little bit longer, but I think this will be okay. And so we'll get to sanding. All right, we have that sanded up to 400 grit. We're going to go in with Brad's abrasive paste. There's a coupon code and a link to his Etsy store in the description of the video. So if you want to give his finish and abrasive paste a try, use the coupon code DD10 for a 10% discount at Brad's store on his products. So we put on the abrasive paste and then we're going to buff this off at so you feel a little bit of grit as you start it with the piece, and then as it comes off, then you'll switch to a clean part of the rag, or the paper towel in this case, because we don't want to use cloth. And when it comes back with no residue or anything on it, then all the abrasive paste is buffed off as we need to. So you can see it's pretty clean already, so we'll just move to another spot. It's coming back real clean on this one. So this should be the last pass that we have. We'll move on to our finish. So now we're going to use our Tung wax finish, also from Brad. We'll put this on. It's a thicker paste, but we'll put it on, let it set for 15 to 20 minutes, and then we will come back and buff this off at speed, and that will melt the waxes and allow that finish to really set into the piece and give it a beautiful, matte, long-lasting finish. And we will be back. All right, so we are back. I went ahead and took the the spindle off. I put it over here on the bandsaw to let that finish soak in. That way we can get this other portion turned. So we will get the top part done and be able to go from there. All right, now we'll get that sanded. Now that's sanded up to 400 grit, but before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and drill this for the hook. So now we're going to hit that with our abrasive paste, followed by our Tung wax finish, just like we did the lower finial. Now, once again, for the tongue wax finish. Then we will let this sit for 15 to 20 minutes and we'll get it finished. So what we'll do is we'll just swap the pieces out and get the other one ready to go. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is get this up to speed and then we're gonna buff this off. So the important thing is you want to be able to feel that heat through the paper towel so you know it's melting the wax right in the way you want it to. I typically run this around 800 RPM, give or take, and that builds up a pretty good heat. If it's sometimes with these smaller spindle pieces, you might have to go up to close to 1,000, but I find 800 gets a pretty good level. Now the one downside with these pieces is they're not square, so if you do take it out, make sure your piece is square or you line it back up the way you need it to. Otherwise it's a little off center. As you can tell on this one, it's barely off center, probably because I have it backwards. So just be aware of that. All right, we are back. We have that all glued up. We have our small gold eye hook. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little tiny bit of glue on the eye hook itself, and then we're going to put it down in the hole and let it set up. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that little project as we're getting into the holiday seasons, just making a little ornament. So here is the finished piece. We have our gold hook up at the top, the top portion and the bottom finials, both made from the Madagascar Ebony as I got it, or at least it was labeled from Woodcraft. A couple of things I do differently, probably make the top knob a little bit smaller, and make the bottom portion a little bit larger so it covers the hole. All depends on the size of the shell you're using. But this is my first ever attempt to it, so definitely would love to have your feedback. If this is your first time here, please do consider subscribing. If you like the video, mash the thumbs up. If not, mash that thumbs down. That's going to help that algorithm and tell YouTube to push this video out. But definitely leave your comments and feedback down below, because like I said, this is my first one ever. We'll probably do more because they are fun. They're pretty easy to do. And I think they'll make good little ideas for people. So I appreciate you, and we'll catch you next time.